Another beautiful Sunday afternoon. This is Rubbin Minds. Welcome. My name is Ebuka Obiuchendo. Thanks a lot for joining us. It's our first show in December. It's the 1st of December, World AIDS Day. Very important day to mark something that continues to ravage, especially Nigeria. I know that as at the last statistics, we have the second highest number of HIV/AIDS carriers in the world. So it's something that we should take very seriously and we continue to talk about. Hopefully this day doesn't just get marked and we move on after this. A lot is going on. The social media bill or anti-social media bill is still in the news. We're going to be talking about that much later on in the show, as well as the traffic in Lagos. My goodness, there's so much we need to get answers about with regards to that space, but we're going to get to all of that. For now, though, I have a very special guest here with me. He was like an Andrew who checked out a couple of years ago, but it looks like he's back with us, and we'll have a lot to hear from him. Gbenro Ajibade, actor, model, and many other things. Thanks for being here today.
Thank you very much.
How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Like I said, you disappeared. We realized you were somewhere, I believe, in Atlanta or somewhere in the States.
Yeah, I was in New York, then I moved to Atlanta.
Yeah. Why did you move, and what were you doing when you left?
Okay, so you introduced me as Gbenro Ajibade, the actor, the model, right? Now, before all of that, I am Ajibade Gbenro Emmanuel.
Okay.
The son of engineer Patrick Ajibade. I'm from a royal family, and that comes with priorities and certain decisions in life. One of them was to, settle down, be a responsible man, have kids and all of that. Now, all that happened, and it got to a point where my child, thank goodness, she's also American, and she was actually living in America before she became Nigerian. Yeah, so that came with also its own different priorities as well. I had to go and, pave way and clear road, make sure certain things are in place so that when it's about the time, I won't just wait until when she needs daddy's responsibilities from the American system. I won't wait up until that point. So I had to go, do all of that and then, come back. Like they say, soldier go, soldier come.
So basically, in very simple terms, you went to sort your papers out, is what I want to believe.
Not necessarily papers. In terms of, for example now, like I said, she's American, right? So the plan was for us to bring her up in the American way. Okay. Yeah, and of course that has to do with you getting into the system. Getting into the system comes with a process. Which is what you're trying to refer to. Okay. That is inclusive, but it's not just about that. It's a whole lot more than that. I had to start making money in dollars as well. I had to put certain things in place. I can't just depend on Naira. We both know how the difference is.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So were you working there? What was going on?
Yes.
Because you were there for 3-4 years?
3 years. Yeah. 3 years, actually, yes. I was working.
Okay.
And, like we said, it comes with a process, for you can't just opt and leave, get into the system and start working legally. In America, there's a process, which is what you're talking about, the papers. Now, all of that comes with you being there for a bit. You have to start working legally. Before that can happen, you have to have, like, a legal authorization from the system for you to work. Now, I also had to do that, even before I started working, I had to do odd jobs. I faced certain challenges where I had to put my pride aside. Me knowing fully well that I'm a king in Nigeria, I had to put all of that because, at the end of the day, there's no shame in making money for your family. Yeah. Yeah, so I was working,
How hard was that on you and the family? Because, you talk about your daughter a lot, but she was here all this while.
Yeah,
I'm sure she did visit a few times, but she was here with her mother. You were in the States.
I was over there sending money for bills and all of that.
So how did that affect, your life, basically, being away from your family?
I wouldn't say it affected my life being away from the family because the reason why I was there was because of my family. Okay. Imagine me putting aside the fact that I'm Gbenro Ajibade, that guy in Nigeria, that actor in Nigeria, and I had to do jobs like working in a warehouse, just to provide for them. Yeah. It got to a stage when I started even driving for Lyft. I don't even feel bad about it because guess what? Like I said, there's no shame in making money for the family, right? And it doesn't change who I am. It's America, where I never blew yet. Yeah, so of course I met a few Nigerians in the process and, and at first I felt kind of funny
Also, you were driving like a Lyft,
Bro, I
and you
promise
got
you.
passengers who were
Yeah, Nigerians,
Nigerians.
yeah,
Okay?
and you'll meet the passengers sometimes, and they'll be trying to figure out, like, I'm like, oh, hell yeah, it's me. Hi, guess what? I'm about to send your money back home now to my family, and I feel proud about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I won't say that affected me in any way. Yes, maybe I went off the industry for a while, but it was a sacrifice I decided to take on my own, and I don't regret it.
Yeah. So are you done with that now? Are you done with what you went there to do? Are you back, or are you just
You're saying, am I done? Like, I
visiting?
just wanted to go and get something
Well,
and
you
come
said,
back.
I mean, you went away completely. We didn't see you here.
Yeah,
I don't
because
know
I
that
had
we
to
saw
start
you here.
afresh
This one.
from
Yeah.
there.
So are you back now to Nigeria?
I'm back,
or?
yeah, I'm back to Nigeria.
Yeah. So
But
what
I'll
informed
still-
the return again?
Huh?
What informed you returning?
What informed me returning?
Returning back to Nigeria?
Well, the fact that, my daughter started schooling here, even though at first the plan was for her to school over there, but she started schooling here, and, I had to come, bond with her for a bit and work as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of course I've been away from the industry for a while,
Yeah.
My fans have missed me too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I did put up a question on Twitter saying, Gbenro is a guest on the show. Are there any things you want to find out? And of course, you know what the overwhelming sort of response was, because, you got married to Osas, Igodaro, I believe it was 2015, which is about
Right.
4 years ago.
Right.
Fairy tale wedding, everybody loved what was going on. Then you moved away from Nigeria. And then you guys were typically not social media, were not dramatic on social media, but we started seeing things and comments and posts that got a lot of people worried and wondering what was going on. And so just for groundwork now, what's the situation with your marriage right now with Osas?
We're not together anymore.
You're not together anymore. Wait, at what point did this happen?
At what point?
Yeah. So are you separated or divorced?
Divorced.
Divorced.
Right.
Or you were fully divorced?
Right.
Since when was this?
That's how far I can tell you. But it's been on, it's for a while now.
Because, if you've been married for 4 years, I just want to know, when did the breakdown, was it before you moved out or while you were there that this happened?
While I was there.
At what point, what happened?
That's why I said that's how much I can tell you.
Okay.
It has already happened, no hard feelings. I still got love and respect for her. And, that's life.
So what, I know you're not trying to say what exactly happened, but looking back at, because for a lot of people, 4 years seems like a short time, right? And the divorce takes some time, right? So divorce, the process probably even started before the 4 years
No,
elapsed,
no,
right?
no.
So I'm just wondering, what went wrong? What did you see now that you didn't see at the start of the marriage that made you decide this wasn't going to work?
Well, what I would just say is the suffice of the whole story is, yes, we were married, it didn't work out. We went our separate ways, we moved on.
Yeah.
And that's life at the end of the day. There's no need to always, bring back old wounds and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, we live, we learn, we move on. That's it.
What's your family? There's so many questions I have because, and I know I know it's a private issue, but
Yeah.
it stopped being a little private when you also made it sort of public, because a lot of the drama that came from you, from your page, from some posts you put up on your Insta
It was just
story.
a post. You said some post. Just,
Okay,
just
well, it
one
was a post that
yeah,
sort of
one post,
escalated.
yeah.
And that post in particular was...
and the thing is, most people misunderstood the intention of that post. That was just me using Instagram to, address something at a particular time, which worked for that period of time.
Yeah.
And it...
So just for those who don't know, you put up a post saying, sort of talking about your ex-wife now, like you say, since you're divorced, she had gone out or something at night and left your child, you said, and didn't attend to her and came home at 5 a.m. And you said, what sort of mother does that? So first of all, at that point, were you divorced already? Were you separated? Or
No.
was that sort of one of the reasons that escalated things?
You're still trying to bring me back to answering what I'm not trying to answer. And my point, the reason why I'm not answering is because, I'm not trying to make anybody look bad.
Yeah.
And till tomorrow she's still the mother of my child,
Yeah.
right? I still got love and respect for her. We're still in good terms. If you guys are concerned if we're in good terms, yes, we are. We are still in good terms.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay, but at that point, you were not divorced.
At that point.
At that point, you were not divorced. There are a lot of people who didn't particularly take that very well, the post you put up. Do you regret doing that? Because, social media can get very messy, and people say sometimes it's better for things to be left, quiet. Was that a sort of a last resort for you? And why did you do that?
Like I said, yes, exactly. I think that's just the phrase. It was the last resort I had. And, I can't explain into detail telling you what made me do it and the actual reason and all of that stuff. But for me, I used Instagram as a tool to salvage the situation at a particular point in time, which worked for me. So yes, a lot of people misunderstood it. I had to take all the bullets and all of that, but at the end of the day, it was for the sake of my daughter,
Yeah.
And I wouldn't say I regret it, because I mean it worked for me at that point in time since it was the only result I had.
What would you say affected your marriage more? I mean, was it the fame? Because there are people who say sometimes when you're so out there, when you're two public figures, especially with this social media age, there's a lot of, interference, even from people you don't know. Would you say the fame was the issue, or the fact that you were sort of having a distant marriage because you were no longer in Nigeria? What was the bigger factor?
You like I said, I already explained the intention why I
Yeah.
left. It was also because of the family. I mean, I knew who I was. I knew how I was popping out here in Nigeria, but I had to sacrifice all of that to go and do that. Now, I wouldn't want to go into what affected it because that's too personal. But at the end of the day, it's an experience I'm forever grateful for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you do things differently?
Will I
Or what
do-
would you do differently?
What I
if
do
you could?
differently?
What would you do differently looking back?
Looking back, like I said, I don't regret anything. If I had regrets, yes, I'll start thinking about, oh, maybe I would have done this differently. I don't regret anything at all,
So what are the lessons then?
But at lessons, that's for my archives, because if you're asking because of the fact you want other people to learn from those lessons, everybody's situation and case is different.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sure you would understand that speaking from a matrimonial point of view.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I wouldn't want to say, oh, these are my lessons or this is what I would have done differently. No, all of that is for me and my kind of express.
When you say you're in good terms, do you talk often, or is it just sort of co-parenting for the child?
Co-parenting for the child.
Okay, so it's just completely about the child. As of that, you guys are
Exactly.
not in communication. Okay. How are your families? How are they taking all of this? Is everybody...
Well, they had to. They had
Yeah.
to eventually, And the good part is, if we probably left in quarreling terms, it would have been different.
Yeah.
But the fact that we're still cool, of course, both families weren't happy.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it has happened, it's happened. We have
Yeah.
to move on. You can't just start beating yourself or paying back old scores and stuff like that.
The people who believe, this marriage was sort of arranged by you to be with her to get a blue passport. And that's the narrative. So
Yeah.
the people believe, oh, you did this, you've gotten what you want, and now you've let it go.
Well, I mean, if it was about that, I won't go through all that process. Do a traditional marriage, involve families, do a white wedding in New York. Do you know how much I spent and the whole intention? Like, it was way away from all of that. That
Yeah.
just popped up when we started, having kids. And it was the next thing up.
But you can see why that would be a belief, right?
Yeah. I mean, they have rights to their own belief and intentions, right? Like I said, it's a bullet, or those are bullets I'll always have to collect, you know, because I wear those shoes, I know what it feels like, and I'm just trying to be that good, responsible man.
Yeah.
Always, regardless, I'll still always be there for my daughter,
Are you worried about the perception of what this might be for you? Because, I mean, there are a lot of people who, because maybe also because Osas has never really spoken up, but there's a lot of belief that, oh, you might have done things, especially because you're the one who put things out. Are you worried about the perception? Because, I mean, you are an actor. You do a job that requires sort of the public being a part of your life. Right. Are you worried about the perception of you going forward?
I like the fact that you also pointed out the fact that, I'm an actor. You can also have that kind of a perception when you act a particular movie or take a role to the extreme and people see that role in you. So I'm not really worried, not just because of that, but because, like I said, I don't regret any of that, so whatever they think is for their own personal interest, I'm in it, I don't regret it, it's an experience I'm forever grateful for. Yeah.
So you're single now, you're in the markets.
Yes, so
Are you searching?
No, so yeah.
Are you searching?
Am I searching? You get it for me.
Huh?
Well, now I'm just trying to focus on work, man. Like, I'm just trying to, stay focused, do what I have to do.
Okay.
Yeah, if anything happens along the line, fine.
So you're back to work now. You're back in Nollywood fully. This American life now, is that over? Are you still going to go back and forth, or are you here now?
My daughter's American.
Yeah.
That's for life. So that means I always have to go back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll always be there for her, So I always have to go back and forth.
Okay. So what's new now? What's new with you with Nollywood? What are we working on?
While I was in Atlanta, I shot, actually had my Hollywood debut, Hip Hop Holiday, which was premiered. It premiered just yesterday on BET.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm still grateful for that. So I did that. I did Shadows. Shadows was directed by Robert Peters. Nevada Beat Productions. And those were the few I was able to squeeze out within my schedule to meet up. Because America now everything has a structure. You have to take time off work, and whichever time you take off work, you have to calculate, when bills. I always had to send money back home and all of that stuff. Yeah. So those were what I could do for the meantime. But now that I'm back, yes.
Coming back into the industry now, from when you left 3 years ago, are there any major differences you've noticed?
I would say films, I'm seeing better films right now. Okay. I'm seeing better scripts. I'm seeing better productions, and it feels good to see all of that. That shows that, there's been growth, so I'm happy about that.
Was it hard to get back into the industry? I'm not saying you're not going to get roles, but you were away for quite a bit.
Are you kidding me? No, it wasn't. That's why I feel at the end of the day, whichever decision I took was for a good cause. Because, right from when I got back, like a couple days after, I was already on the set. I shot all night, to come to this interview today.
Any things you learned? You said you were in a beauty production. You did a few productions there. Right. Anything you learned that you're trying to sort of bring back? Because, Nollywood is I keep saying it feels like we're on the cusp of something major in the next year or two. Because, people are starting to pay more attention for quality than for quantity. Before, when you talked about Nollywood, it was always, the second biggest market in the country, in the world. It was just for numbers. But now we're hearing Oscar conversations. We're hearing, talk about quality. Are there things you've learned that you're hoping you can bring here, maybe production-wise even?
Well, into production, I would say I attended like a film workshop with Tasha Smith, if you know, the Hollywood actress. Yeah, so we became close, and we were working on something, Hollywood, Nollywood. I'm even bringing it out to Nigeria soon. Okay. Right.
Would you do a film with Osas?
Why not? Are you kidding me? Hell yes.
That's your love interest?
I won't mind that. Hell yes.
That would be interesting to see, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Is this something you would sort of pursue, maybe? Because people are going to watch that.
Normal level now. Pursue, I wouldn't say I'll pursue, but if it comes, yes, I'll jump on it.
Yeah. Is there someone you wouldn't work with?
No.
In the industry?
No.
Anyone you're looking forward to working with? Production, actor?
I'm looking forward to working with everybody.
Yeah.
Because, I won't like to have missed the industry too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to, getting all the upgraded and better scripts and productions.
Yeah, so what sort of things are you looking at when you get a script? What sort of things do you look out
for? The story, my character. I love being flexible. Even though my claim to fame has been tinsel. Yeah. And the way the industry is, if you're not careful, they tend to stereotype you. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to doing so many different kind of roles and all of that. I feel like I've not proven myself of my worth yet. Which was one of the reasons why I loved the last one I did with Shadows. You guys will be blown away because it's something totally different from what I've done before. I had to shave everything, it was emotionally draining.
When is this out, do we know?
First quarter of next year.
Okay.
Yeah, it's in post-productions. In Tyler Perry Studios, by the way.
Oh, nice. Okay. Good luck with everything, man. Welcome back.
Thank you very much.
How's your daughter, very quickly?
She's awesome.
That's what we like to hear.
She's great.
All right. Good luck with everything. We'll be watching you closely. Welcome back.
It's watching you closely.
Yeah, of course. we have to.
Right.
All the best, man.
Thank you very much.
For being
Thank
here
you.
Today.
Anytime, bro.
We'll take a quick break now and be right back. Please don't go away.